Bauer Arena, Sheffield. It's another battle. Canada and Great Britain. This is our under-20s. Canada in the red shirts from left to right. Great Britain in their dark blue uniforms. And we're underway here at the ISBHF World Juniors. First whistle, it's a penalty for Great Britain. Harry Ferguson takes a seat for interference. And inside the first minute, Canada go on the power play. Face-off win back on the Canadian side. Saunders is at the top on the point. This is Power down low. Deflects out of play. Face-off win, Canada once again. 14, Stephen Alvo to Saunders at the point. Down to Brad Power, the one-timer from the face-off circle. And that's the opening goal for Team Canada. Power with the one-timer. Power from Saunders. And 62 seconds is all it takes for Canada to take the lead. So GB battling for it in their own zone. Canada already a goal to the good. This is Ellis. Shot from Laframboise into the corners. Still battling for it. Laframboise cleared out into the neutral zone. Still Canada's zone until we come over the red line. 78, Callum Mort. And Canada on a line change, caught with too many players on the ice at the point. Too many men to Canada. Brad, 14, Stephen Alvo to Saunders at the point. Down to, so Great Britain, 2 minutes and 2 seconds into the game, go on to the power play. So GB on the power play. Zach Wilson over the centre red, dumps it in for GB to chase, but it's Canada who bring it away. Nathan Yetman. It's deflected wide from Yetman. And on this near side boards, it's Jake Archambault to Zach Wilson. Gains the zone into the corner for Shooter to chase. Archambault keeps it in at the red line to Wilson. Gives it the full wind up. Zach Wilson bounces back in front of the crease. Nobody there for Great Britain. And Canada clear it down the floor. And Wilson has to collect from his goal line. Wilson to Archambault, Great Britain. 50 more seconds on the power play. Should regains the zone, but then Archambault can't keep it in at halfway. Penalty coming on Great Britain. Play from Archambault to keep it out of the net, but he is taking the slashing penalty. So we go 4 on 4 for 38 seconds. Icing's waved off as Keegan Fedorko picks it up for Canada. Forward to Riley Lindgren. Casters is dispossessed in mid-court by Zach Brown for GB. Canada, though, regain it and build from behind their own goal line. Josh Nertney goes on the forecheck for GB, but Lindgren has it. Gains the zone, casts, drives towards the net. And Matt Ragg tries to intercept for GB. Canada onto the power play. Lang with a save from close range. Callan Casters with the chance for Canada. Comes to nothing, and it's 4:16 on the clock. Canada 1, Great Britain 0. Face off to Canada. Saunders running things from the point. Gives it the wind up, fires wide. Still in possession though for Canada. This is Brad Power. Back to Saunders. Saunders to Power for the one-timer, as he did for the opening goal. Penalty on Great Britain. So it becomes a 5-on-3 for Great Britain. Zach Wilson, unsportsmanlike conduct for picking up the ball in the crease. And Canada to the 5-on-3 power. It's there for Canada right on the doorstep. And the 5-on-3 pays immediate dividends, just 8 seconds needed. Archambault comes back to the floor. So Brad Power with his second of the game. 2 power play goals, and Canada 2 goals to the good inside 5 minutes. Still on the power play. One-timer redirected by Zach Ellis into the face mat. Into the face mask of Angus Lang, so play blown down. Face-off win Canada. Palotta. 17 is Hancock. That's over the top from Canada. Still kept in though. And Hancock looking for options from the point. Turns to the backhand. Forecheck from Josh Nertney for Great Britain. This is Palotta. Can't get the one-timer away. Hancock running things again from the point down low. Zach Ellis, he's denied, and Great Britain cleared down the floor. And full change. 4 pairs of new legs on the penalty kill. Hancock drops it back to Conor Navrot. Palotta lets go from distance, and that's up and out of play. Tipped in front, says the official, so stay inside the Great Britain zone. Face-off win goes back all the way to Canada's goalie. It's Tyler Richardson between the pipes for Canada. McMillan backhand clearance to Shudra. Shudra helps it all the way down the floor. GB off for a change, and Zach Wilson returns to the action. And it's just onto the floor, and it becomes a 3-goal game for Canada. And it's Nathan Yetman with the goal, and Zach Wilson for the team in red returns to the action. 6:47 played for a change. It's an even-handed goal, and Zach Wilson returns to the action. To the floor, even-handed, and a 3-0 lead for Team Canada. Tom Watson had it in Canada's zone, but it's broken up. And quick break from the Canadians. Stopped by Lang. And Dransfield tries to find it forward for Callum Mort. Kept in just inside the red line, so still Canada's zone. Logan Schatz. His shot is up and over the top. Cleared down the floor by Great Britain. Icing waves off. Forwards off for a line change. Logan Schatz to Callan Casts. Sushan scores. Callan Casts makes it 4-0 to Team Canada. 7:47 played. Logan Schatz to Callan Casts. Sushan scores. Logan Schatz to Callan Casts. Sushan scores. Underway again. Canada with Hardy at the top of the crease. Sticked away by Lang. In the corner is Brad Power, scorer of 2 goals so far. Challenged against the boards by Matt Ragg, but Canada have it. It's off the post. Lang was beaten, but came back from the pipe work from Petrozza. And still Power runs around, and then Petrozza's there, left all alone by the side of the Great Britain goal. And Brad Power to Christian Petrozza. And that's a nap hand for Team Canada. 5 goals on 8.5 minutes. And runs around, and then Petrozza's there. Left. And still Power runs around, and then Petrozza's there. Petrozza on the backhand. It's wide of the mark. Tom Watson looking to clear for Great Britain. Kept in by Gianluca Pallotta. And it's cleared all the way down the floor. Tom Watson. Icing is the charge. And Great Britain defensive zone face-off for GB. .553 to play in the period. In the corner with Whiteman to Laframboise. Ellis now has it. Save from Gus Lang. Breaks out the windmill. That'll do his confidence a world of good. And scrambling stop, still there in front. And then gratefully falls on the ball. And we're down to 5.5 minutes to play in our first period. Face-off win by Canada. It's back to Tyler Anderson. Anderson dispossessed by Carmale. Foot race for 2 number 10s. Peter Mallon, scorer of yesterday's goal for Great Britain. That'll be Peter Mallon going to the penalty box. Charging is the call on Peter Mallon, and Canada to the power play. Anderson running things at the point, gets it back, fakes the shot, goes down low to Thomas Hedges. Anderson again, Hedges. Still kept in by Anderson in the centre circle. Let's go with the one-timer, blocker save by Gus. Still with it, Anderson. Delayed penalty coming on GB. And it's a slashing call on Cole Shudra. Puts GB down A 5-on-3 for 73 seconds. Poke check from Gus Lang, keeping the Canadian power play at bay. Fedorko across the blue line to Derek Wong. Derek Wong down low. Still Fedorko. Derek Wong fakes the shot back to Fedorko. Hits Archambault in front. We continue on the Canadian power play. 45 seconds of the 5-on-3. Derek Wong to Fedorko. Wong lets go. Saved by Gus. As knocked over by a combination of his defense and the forwards. Play continues. Fedorko takes a big wind up, and that's through the wickets for Team Canada. Keegan Fedorko with the power play goal. It was a 5-on-3, so forwards. Play continues. Fedorko still power play time for Canada. Takes a big wind up, and that's through the wicket. By combination of his defense and the forwards. Play continues. Fedorko, and 3.5 minutes to play. Takes a big wind up, and that's period number 1. Face off at centre, won by Canada again. Brad Power. Pad stop from Gus Lang, sliding save. Callum Mort. And then Gus with the glove on the ball brings play to a stop. Just over 3 minutes to play. 49 seconds on the power play. Canada with Brad Power. Power to Alves. Glove save, Gus Lang. Put that in the highlight reel. Flashing the leather from Gus Lang. So we've had the windmill, we've had the flashing glove save. Great stuff from GB's number 50. And we're off and running again. 30 seconds on Canada's power play. Brad Power still with it. This near side boards. Saunders at the blue line. Gives the 1-2. Let's go. The one-timer. Callum Mort. Foot race with Saunders. Canada bring it away though. This is Stephen Alvo. Gains his own for Canada. And it's a give and go. Stephen Alvo. And a goal's given. Alvo just chipped it over Gus Lang. And the power play goal for Canada, Stephen Alvo. Big scorer against USA on opening day yesterday. So under 2.5 to play in our first period. Canada 7, Great Britain 0. And Gus again, out high above the crease. Shot from Jordan Buczynski. Had half the floor to himself, it seemed, in the Bauer Arena. And Gus pulls out the stop once again. Covered up by Gus Lang. Archambault marshals the play, allows the goalie to get to the ball. So defensive zone draw for GB. Clean win back on the Canadian side. Pelotta at the blue line. Paczynski is in the slot, and as Paczynski shoots high for Canada. Yetman pulls the trigger, doesn't get through. Stopped in front by Zach Wilson. And still GB bring it away. 25 is Andrew Stafford. Back into the zone from Canada, but this is Archambault. Forward for Great Britain. Shannon Lang onto the floor. All change for Team Canada. Archambault forward to Tom Watson. Watson forward for Zach Brown looking to chase. Last minute coming down of period number 1. Schatz, he's dispossessed. Zach Brown has Josh Nertney with him. And Great Britain offside at the blue line. Power to 47 seconds. Glove save, Gus Lang. Put that in the highlight reel. Brad power to Alves. Glove save, Gus Lang. Put that in the highlight reel. Just saw the replay of the Gus Lang glove save from earlier in the period. Lindgren for Team Canada. Pad save, Gus Lang. Unofficial stats. Shot counter 34 in the first period alone on the GB goalie. 10 seconds to play. Again, saved by Lang. And it holds on above the crease. Seven seconds left in our first period. So likely the final action of our first period. Face-off back on the GB side with Matthew Campbell behind his own net, under pressure from Schatz. And the hooter goes for end of our period. First interval here and then at the Bauer Arena. Great Britain under 20s. A lot of action around the GB goal. Over 30 shots are unofficial stats in that first period. And as we take to the first interval, it's Canada 7, Great Britain 0. A reminder, if you want to get in contact on social media, it's at Sheffield 2016. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Send us a message, tell us where you're watching. And we'll be back with period 2 in just a few moments. Stephen Alvo to Saunders at the point. Down to Brad. 14, Stephen Alvo. to Saunders at the point. Down to change. And Zach Wilson returns to the action for a change. And Zach Wilson returns to the action. Logan Schatz to Kalinkas. Susan scores. Logan Schatz to Kalinkas. Susan scores. And still Power runs around, and then Petrossa's there. Left. And still Power runs around, and then Petrossa. Combination of his defence and the forwards. Play continues. Fedorko takes a big wind up, and that's through the wicket. Combination of his defence and the forwards. Play continues. Fedorko takes a big wind up, and that's. And it's a give and go. Stephen Alvo. And the goal's given. And it's a give and go. Stephen Alvo. And the goal's given. Power to Alves. Glove save. Gus Lang. Put that in the highlight reel. Brad Power to Alves. Glove save. Gus Lang. Put that in the highlight reel. Back underway in period number 2. Yeah, the Barrow Arena, Ice Sheffield. Canada under 20 and Great Britain. A 7-goal first period from Canada. And face off in the GB zone. Canada pick up where they left off. Derek Wong with the snapshot, dealt with by Gus Lang. Power around behind the goal. Sliding stop from Archambault. And it's Zach Wilson. Clears for Great Britain. Gains the zone. And then off for the line change. So GB pressing with Josh Nertney, Stephen Alvo bringing it away for Canada. Forward is Petrozza. Alvo's back again. Alvo feathers it through, looking for Petrozza. It's still Canada with it. On the doorstep. Dealt with by Gus Lang. Brad Power to Stephen Alvo. Saved by Gus. And poke check from Gus Lang. Over Conor Navrot, who's moving in at pace onto the net. Deflected up and out of play. Into the netting we go. Face off at centre ice. Face off then on the centre spot. Back on the Canadian side. Hancock. Forward to Navrot. Back to Hancock. Looking for the forward pass to gain the zone. Which they do, but then it's broken up by Callum Mort. Has Harry Ferguson with him. Bushinsky hangs back on the blue line. Hancock from inside the centre circle fakes the shot, and then the one time will let go from Callan Casters. Hardy lets fly for Canada from neutral zone. Shot goes high and into the netting, so face off again at the centre spot. Pressure now from Canada once again. Archambault will be going to the box. Schatz to Archambault for Great Britain. Finally gets the touch up. And it's Cole Shudra who's going to the box. Thought it was on Archambault, but it's Cole Shudra. High sticking on the GB's 77. And Canada back to the power play. Coming up to 4 minutes played in the second period. Still Canada 7, Great Britain 0. Schatz saved by Gus. And Archambault in the wars yet again. Throwing himself in front of every loose ball for the GB cause. Mac Hardy with a chance for Canada, but it's stopped by Gus Lang. And we'll have the face-off. 4:07 gone in period 2. 92 seconds left on Cole Shudra's high sticking penalty. Josh Nerney for Great Britain to Zach Wilson fires it down the ice. And Canada's Richardson had to be alert to that one. And then the back post, it's Josh Laframboise. It's 8 goals now for Canada. The power play goal from Josh Laframboise. 4:32 gone in period 2. Laframboise again beaten at the blue line by Joe Bull. And GB looking to bring it away, but it's Laframboise for Canada. Drop pass. High enough for the backboards. Still Canada with it. Ellis looking for Laframboise, but Angus to it again. Drops the glove on the ball. And with 5 minutes gone in period 2, Canada 8, Great Britain 0. Player in the crease for Team Canada, Christian Petrozza. So we go face off in the neutral zone. Petrozza finds Stephen Alvo. Alvo behind the Great Britain goal. Still with it. And comes inside, loses his footing. Stephen Alvo still has possession though. Beats Harry Ferguson. Stop again for Gus. Canada with it behind the GB line again. It's Brad Power kicks it off to Wong. Shot blocked by Alex Knight. And then cleared down the floor by D. McMillan. Callum Mort on a forecheck for GB, but it's Yetman for Canada. Gaining the zone to Navrot. Buczynski looking for the one-timer. It's back to Wong. Now let's go from deep in neutral ice. Kick save yet again from Gus Lang. Navrot doesn't get the shot away in front. And Canada still with it. 7 minutes gone by in P2. Canada 8, Great Britain 0. And that's McMillan hustling in neutralised, but it's still Canada with it. Back to Wong inside the centre circle. Still though Canada's zone. 89's Yetman. Wong lets go. Deflected off Callum Mort. And then lifted down the floor by GB. That's Zach Wilson. Icing waves off. And GB with a Callum Mort. And it's cut out by Derek Wong. He has it in the corner. Face off by Matthew Campbell. Back to Casters at the blue line. Kept in on halfway. Mac Hardy running things at the point. Logan Schatz. Point blank stop again from Gus. And then gets the stick out, brings the ball back into his glove. And draws the face off. 8:08 gone. So just under 7 minutes to play in our second period here. At the under 20s, it's Canada 8, Great Britain 0. Face-off win. Canada broken up. Josh Nerdney tries to get it away into neutral territory, but Canada have it again with Lindgren. Lindgren forward to Schatz. Through on goal. And then Gus is there again. Shot total approaching the big 5-0 on Great Britain's number 50. Still 6.5 to play in period number 2. Mallon for Great Britain tried to get it back to his teammate, but it's Canada who gained the zone. Lindgren, the one-time pass. It's cut out by Daniel Spence. Canada come again, gains the zone. 22 is Callan Casters. The one-timer from Lindgren. And it's there under Gus Lang. And that saves the final action for Gus Lang. So great ovation for Gus from both teams as he left the ice. That's Megan Quigley in the pipes for GB. First save already for Quigley. Canada on a power play, a 2-minute misconduct penalty on Cole Shudra. So GB on the penalty kill once again. Shannon Lang also on the floor. So GB with 2 girls on the floor on the penalty kill. Megan between the pipes and Shannon Lang on the floor. Shannon, Great Britain's most capped female player. She's played juniors for the last 3 tournaments. Also the last 2 women's seniors tournaments as well. So our most capped female ball hockey international. Shot from Laframboise is wide of the mark. Last minute on the Shudra penalty. Cleared down the floor. And Canada keeper coming. 77 is Mac Hardy controlling things forward to Saunders. Saunders back to Hardy. Looking to give it the wind up from the blue line. And Ferguson cuts it out through the slots. Foot race. Tyler Richardson helps out his defenseman. Comes to play the ball around the boards for Saunders. Saunders rink wide to Hardy. Final 20 seconds on the Cole Shudra penalty. And shoots and scores. Stephen Alvo high on the blocker side over Megan Quigley. Power play goal for Team Canada. And the 10:59 played in period 2. Penalty. Shoots and scores. Stephen Alvo. Great Britain 0. Cole Shudra penalty. Shoots and scores. Stephen Alvo. Alvo again. Straight forward from the face-off. Ran behind the net. Tyler Anderson. Anderson in the centre circle. Down low for Petrozza. Faced off against Matthew Campbell for GB. Still Petrozza. Drop pass to Alves. Stephen Alvo. Chance for Canada, goes high again. And that's the hat-trick goal for Brad Power. And brings Canada into double figures. Chance for Canada, goes high again. Stephen Alvo. Chance for 11:51 gone in second period. So less than 3 minutes now to play in period 2. Canada with pressure untold once again. Still with it from Wong. Down low is Navrot. 88 Bushinsky. Passing and moving from Canada. GB get possession through Spence. Spence plays it behind his own net. But Canada there first. Navrot with it. Yetman in the corner against Bridges. Yetman and Yetman finds the twine, as they say. And 13 minutes 8 seconds gone in P2. And Canada move to 11-0. Yetman against Bridges. Yetman icing waved off. Forecheck from Callum Mort. Blind pass from Canada. It's turned over though. GB with D. McMillan. Can't get past Gianluca Pallotta. And Canada come again with chats. Lindgren dispossessed by Ferguson. Ferguson over to McMillan. Off the Team Canada bench. And we'll have a face-off in front of the Canada bench. Ferguson to McMillan. McMillan forward, intended for Wilson. It's cut out by Canada at the GB blue line. Schatz to Lindgren. Lindgren's one-timer doesn't make it. And Quigley down in the splits. Save from Quigley, and then cluster to the chest, to the line on the chest of the front of the GB shirt. And we've got 39 seconds remaining in our second period. Canada 11, Great Britain 0. Lang forward, intended for Andrew Stafford. Great save from Quigley, gets the pad down, stops the shot from Brad Whiteman. 15 seconds left in the period. Laframboise down low to Whiteman. Whiteman cuts through against Jack Dransfield, looking for the pass in front. Turns this way, turns that, and that'll do it for the second session. Period 2 done and dusted. 4 goals without reply for Team Canada. And we'll take a short break once again before we come back with the third and final period of our under-20s. It's Canada 11, Great Britain 0, and Sheffield 2016. Here the World Junior Ball Hockey. Our Facebook, Twitter accounts always open. If you want to give us a like, give us a favourite, give us a follow, and we'll give you a mention if you say where you're watching our stream. And don't forget the official website as well, www.sheffield2016.com. All your results, standings, player statistics, and features on all the competing teams and players. Also the links to the web stream and our archive of games as well. Sheffield2016.com. And we're back with period 3 of our under-20s in just a few moments. Off and running for period 3 of our under-20 game. Canada 11, Great Britain 0. Jake Archambault pressuring the Canadian players behind the Great Britain goal line. 67 for Canada is Zach Ellis. Ellis left from Boise. Up high to Hedges. 81's Whiteman. And it's going to be a Great Britain power play coming. Tyler Richardson gloves the ball. Tripping penalty on Canada. And Great Britain go to the power play. AC8 is Jordan Bushinsky. He takes a seat in the box. Great Britain to the power play. Just 1 minute into period 3. And here we go for the power play. So McMillan in on the draw. Clean win for Canada. They might manage to get it down the floor for Zach Wilson. Wilson to Archambault. Lifts it into the corner for Wilson to chase. Cleared around behind the goal by Canada. Under pressure from Cole Shudra. And that goes all the way down the floor. Archambault forward to McMillan. Gets to the centre circle, let's fly. And then it's Richardson backhands it into neutral zone. Still kept in at the red line by Archambault. For a one-timer from Wilson. Is wide, it's kept in by Campbell. Campbell to McMillan. Great stuff from Archambault. Keeping it in on the red line. Great Britain power play, another 48 seconds. Kick save from Richardson in the Canada net. And McMillan ran behind his own goal, collecting the ball. 30 seconds on the Great Britain power play. McMillan gets to halfway, let's fly. And sticked aside by Richardson. Dumping it in on net, negates the icing call. So Archambault to Matthew Campbell. Campbell against the boards with Mac Hardy. Out to Wilson on the red line. To Archambault, 4 seconds. Final seconds of the power play. Archambault kept in at the red line. The ball hit Schatz in front, but GB still with it. Shots raining in on the power play, but Canada's Richardson equal to it. And that's Lindgren for Canada. He goes wide. His effort. And Canada set up again. Lindgren gains the zone. Fakes the shot. Drop pass to Schatz. Schatz moves in closer. Drop pass. Returns to Lindgren. Great passing movement from Team Canada. Lindgren's one-timer is wide. It comes out into the neutral zone. Kept in though by Team Canada. Schatz to Casters. Casters that's high and over the top of Megan Quigley. And cleared into the Canada zone. So Great Britain still under a lot of pressure in the opening stages here of period 3. Played over 4 minutes of the final frame. It's 11 goals to 0 for Team Canada. Power back to Fedorko. Power lurking on this near side, ready for the one-timer. Point blank stop from Quigley from the stick of Stephen Alvo. Glove save from Megan Quigley. Keeps it at 11 goals to nil. Brad Power to Fedorko. Fedorko outside the blue line. Saved by Quigley. 5 minutes gone in our third period. Plays in the near corner in front of us. Fedorko to Alvo. Whistle for hand pass in the attacking zone. And face-off will come out outside Great Britain's blue line. Six minutes on the play. Wide of the net from Laframboise. Ellis, one-timer across, and Megan Quigley gets down to it. Covers up for the face-off. 6:21 played. Ball's out of play. So we have the stoppage. Face off outside the GB blue line. It's 8.5 minutes to play in the third period. Still Canada 11, Great Britain 0. Megan again stops that one, and the whistle blows before she could drop it to keep playing. So we'll take the face off in the GB zone. Eight for Canada's Bushinsky. Down low to McHardy. That's a nice finish. Give and go play. And Canada finish through Jordan Bushinsky. 7 minutes 9 seconds
nice
gone
finish.
in our third period. And Canada go to 12. Canada 12, Great
nice
Britain
finish.
0. Bushinsky on target for Team Canada. Fired in from the corner of the red line and the boards. And Tyler Richardson stops it and covers up for the offensive face-off. Great Britain face-off in the Canada zone. Ball back on the Canada side. Coming this way through Casters. Saved by Quigley. Lindgren on the far boards. To Casters, control with the foot. And off the post. Still Canada with it. Lindgren. Again, uses for the give and go. McHardy shot stopped by Quigley. Whistle blows. And Great Britain will go to the penalty kill. Face-off win, Stephen Alvo to Brad Power. Power to Petrozza. Saunders at the circle. Petrozza in the slot. Has the attention of two GB players. Still manages to keep the ball going. To Alvo. Alvo to Power. Kept in. Saunders running things from the neutral zone. Passing and moving from Team Canada, still kept inside the red line. It's Hardy. Back to Saunders. Fakes the shot. Petrozza. So Canada still on the power play, another 35 seconds. Tipped wide by Quigley, the shot from Logan Schatz, who's sitting in the pocket there just in front of the crease. And again, Quigley pads a from Schatz. And it's down the floor by Great Britain. Tyler Richardson out of his crease. Line change for the Young Lions. Kept in at the red line. Casters fires wide of Quigley's net. And then Schatz can't get on the end of the centering pass. Great Britain have returned to full strength. Josh Nertney almost broke up the play at halfway, could have been in on net. As it is, it's Laframboise for Canada. Gets the attentions of Joe Bull. Fedorko battling with Zach Brown. Zach Brown wins it. Gains the zone for GB down the boards. Pressed into the glass by Fedorko. Canada bring it away. Whiteman gains his own back behind the net, and Canada off for a change. This is Matt Ragg for GB, kept in though by Ellis. Ellis to Bushinsky. '81's Whiteman in the corner. Still Canada with it. Broken play back in the defensive zone for Canada. It's Anderson forward to Bushinsky. Round the boards. A hard wrap round from Team Canada. And a good control. 360. Keeps possession for Canada. It's up in the neutral zone. Bushinsky forward to Yetman. Anderson to Yetman. And it's there. Quigley was down and couldn't get to the ball that was fired in from close range. And it's Yetman. Unlucky 13 for Anderson. Team Canada to Yetman. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Quigley was down in the game. Yetman. Here are under 20s. Anderson. Canada 13, Great Britain 0. And it's there. Quigley was down. So Jordan Bushinsky gets the latest Canada goal. 2.5 to play in the game. Watson for GB. It's down the floor for McMillan to chase. It's too strong for the GB number 16. And the icing charge comes the way of Great Britain. D-zone face-off for Great Britain. Kept alive by Canada. It's Stephen Alvo. Stick handles past. It's Zach Wilson. And the shot is tipped up and out of play. And we'll have a face-off again in the Great Britain zone. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in period 3. Our under 20s, Canada and Great Britain. Pad save from Quigley. Still Canada though with it. Brad Power kept in at halfway with a pirouette move as well. Alvo drops it back. Still Stephen Alvo. Centering to Brad Power. Power to Petrozza. That's over the top. And then Alvo clears it into the netting. Straight out of play from the Canada stick, so face off outside the zone. It's Casters from the centre circle, and that one beats Quigley on the near side. .137 to play. It's Casters from the Canada 14, Great Britain 0. It's Casters from the centre circle. Matt Ragg for Great Britain. Inside the final 90 for GB. Laframboise lifts it from neutral zone into the netting. And face off just outside Great Britain's blue line. Spence to Beale. Lifted forward by Dransfield for Stafford to chase. Shannon Langs. Shannon at the doorstep. Chances there, it's in for Great Britain! For Stafford to chase. Shannon Langs. Shannon at the doorstep. Chances there, it's in for Great Britain! For Stafford to chase. Shannon Langs. Shannon at the doorstep. Chances there, it's in for Great Britain! For Stafford to chase. Shannon Langs. Inside the final. Inside the final minute of play. It's goal for Great Britain. So the goal goes Dransfield from Shannon Lang from Andrew Stafford, and Great Britain's goal brings it back to just a 13-goal deficit. Deficit. So Canada comes straight back after conceding that goal. And pot number 15. Matt Ragg with it for GB. 10 seconds to play. It's Conor Navrot for Canada. And that's Canada's final action. And win for Team Canada, 15 goals to 1. Unofficial stats, 80 shots on GB goalies to 11 the other way. So 7 goals in the first period conceded by GB, just 8 in the following 2 periods. So we'll have the lineups for the players of the game. And we'll have the anthem of our winning team. That's O Canada once again. So, Man of the Match Award sponsored by Bauer here at the Bauer Arena. Josh Nertney, player of the game for GB. And Brad Power, hat-trick goals for Team Canada. He gets the award for the Canadians. And we'll have the standing for the anthems. O Canada, once again here at the Bauer Arena. Next game at 5:30 is the under-18s from the Czech Republic and Switzerland. We go with O Canada. Congratulations once again to Canada, winners this afternoon. 15 goals to 1 over Great Britain. Next year at the ISBHF World Juniors, we're in the under-18s with the Czech Republic versus Switzerland. That's face-off at 5:30. Thanks for joining us here on the Sheffield2016.com web stream. Follow us on our social media at Sheffield 2016. We're on Facebook and on Twitter, and we'll give you a mention during the broadcast if you tell us where you're watching. For now, from ringside, we'll say thanks for watching. We'll be back in around 25 minutes